or unrelated to the reason's meaning? The first has already been precluded by the reasoning which refutes truly existent reasons. In the second case, if the meaning is established through an analogy unrelated to the reason, is one able to say, just as the crow is black, so too is the self, because they are alike in being functional things? One should be able to do so. Yet an analogy, merely by virtue of its existence, is not suitable as an analogy for true existence. Question: if analogies, reasons and all things do not exist, what is the purpose of writing all the chapters of your treatise?
Answer: it is for the attainment of liberation and omniscience through understanding the meaning of suchness. If things existed inherently, what good would there be in perceiving emptiness, since it would be erroneous? Thinking of things as truly existent causes one to accumulate actions and thereby wander in cyclic existence, but through fully understanding that all phenomena lack inherent existence, one gains release from worldly existence. Thus, as long as one sees things as truly existent, because of conceptions which cling to their true existence, one is bound to cyclic existence. In this treatise, therefore, the truly existent person and aggregates, which are the referent objects of conceptions of true existence, are refuted by an extensive collection of reasoning. Sutra says, all phenomena are empty in that they do not exist inherently, and so forth. Accordingly, this was written to teach lack of inherent existence, which does not contradict the acceptance in our system of all dependently arising phenomena.
Among our own sectarians, Vijnaptivadins, and all those who have not understood the actual meaning of the scriptures assert that consciousness is truly existent, and that external objects do not even exist conventionally. This is therefore shown to be wrong, for both are alike in existing conventionally but not ultimately. To say that one exists and the other does not is not a presentation of reality, since both do not exist ultimately and are not ultimate truths. Nor is it a presentation of the conventional, since both exist conventionally and are conventional truths. Therefore all five aggregates exist conventionally but not ultimately, and so it cannot be said that mind and mental factors exist truly while external objects do not even exist conventionally. Thus Madhyamikas, too, accept both external objects and consciousness as they are known in the world. When assertions regarding true existence of things and so forth have been thoroughly refuted in this way, it is impossible to state any refutation of the assertions regarding emptiness. Assertion: even though we are unable to answer you at present, you will receive an answer. There will be those who make great effort on behalf of the Tathagata's teaching.
Answer: that is a futile hope. If we held a faulty thesis, it could be refuted by proving its converse. No Madhyamikas hold the erroneous theses that things are inherently existent, that even the slightest thing is non-existent, that non-things are inherently both existent and non-existent, or neither. No matter how long one tries, no counter-arguments can be raised. You should understand that refuting skilled proponents of emptiness is as impossible as drawing pictures in space or causing space pain by beating it with an iron bar. The master Dharmadesa gave one analogy for each stanza of the first 8 chapters. Fearing an excess of words, they have merely been cited but not elaborated in detail.
The summarizing stanza: this is the 16th chapter from the 400 on the yogic deeds, showing how to meditate on settling, the procedure between spiritual guides and students. This concludes the commentary on the 16th chapter, showing how to meditate on settling, the procedure between spiritual guides and students, from Essence of Good Explanations, explanation of the 400 on the yogic deeds of Bodhisattvas.
Colophon. This concludes the treatise of 400 stanzas on the yogic deeds of Bodhisattvas from the mouth of Aryadeva, the spiritual son, at the exalted Naga's feet. He was born miraculously from the heart of a lotus on the island of Sinhala. Having crossed the ocean of our own and others' tenets himself, he made the middle way most clear by distinguishing between correct and incorrect views. It was translated and, the meaning, settled in the temple of Ratnagupta Vihara in the center of the glorious Kashmiri city of Anyapamapura by the Indian abbot Suksmajana and the Tibetan translator Gyel-tsap Nimadrak. This concludes the explanation both of the great trailblazer and bodhisattva, the master Aryadeva's work 400 stanzas on the yogic deeds of bodhisattvas, and of its commentary by the master Candrakirti. It was translated from the Indian into the Tibetan language in the temple of Ratnagupta Vihara in the center of the glorious Kashmiri city of Anupamapura. By the Indian abbot S. Smajana, son of the Brahman Sajjana from the paternal line of the Brahman Ratnavajra, and by the Tibetan translator Gyel-tsap Drak, Pathab Grags, who had consummate understanding of all texts on Sutra and Tantra. The meaning of the text was properly settled by explaining and listening to it.
This essence of good explanation of the 400, was written at the insistence of Lama Namkha Sangbowa, Blama Namkha, Bzangpa Ba, who cherishes his precious precepts and holds the 3 sets of vows, and of Lama Draksingwa, Blama Grag Singh Ba, exceptionally tireless in bearing the responsibility of spreading the subduer's teaching. They urged me again and again from Upper Dukam, MDO Kams, with lavish and repeated flower-like offerings. It was written also at the insistence of Kuan-Ga Singji, Kuan-Dga Singji, of Zaytang. Rutz Tang, a great holder of the 3 sets of teachings who has heard the texts of Sutra and Tantra many times, and at the insistence of numerous other holders of the 3 sets of teaching.
It was written at Drakriwa Che Gonden Nambarjile Wave Ling. Brog Ri Bo Che Dga, Ulden Reem Par Rajile Bai Gling, by the logician and fully ordained monk Dharmarinchen. This was made possible by the kind explanations received directly from the noble, venerable and holy Rendawashan Nutadiaro, Red Mda Baegzon Nu Blo Gro, great follower of the conqueror, with consummate understanding especially that all external and internal dependently arising things are like the reflection of the moon in water, and from the great omniscient one in this time of degeneration, whose prayer to hold the excellent teaching of the conquerors is perfectly accomplished, the glorious and good foremost precious Losang Drak Ba, Blo Bzang Brags Pa. They are the father and son, the dust beneath whose feet I have long and respectfully venerated. The scribe was Rinchen Chojile, Rinchen Choskil, holder of the 3 sets of teaching and observant of his vows. By virtue also of this, may the precious teaching of the conquerors spread and flourish in all ways, in all directions, and endure for a long time. May any merit resulting from this work help to keep alive the flame of the Buddhist teaching, protected and nourished for many centuries by the people of Tibet. May it act as a cause for all living beings to enjoy peace and enlightenment.